All right. Well, welcome. This is the Northland NCAPS welcome night for technology solutions. Those of you that are on the call have expressed interest and are, I'm assuming, planning on coming next year to Northland NCAPS in our technology solutions strand. So welcome. Some of the topics that we're going to go through tonight are just some introductions. I'm Mrs. Laturza. I'm Perry Laturza. I'm the Technology Solutions Instructor. I have two associates at the moment on the call. I have Jack Kelly, and Jack is a current associate and he's interning at Cerner. And I have Madison Alexander, and she's a current associate and she's interning at North Kansas City Hospital in the IT department. And I have a couple others that are going to join us. I don't think they're on yet, but Ian and Ryan, and they're both also at Cerner, but they're in different departments also. Let's talk about the NCAPS experience. We're also going to talk about our business partner site. We're going to talk about transportation, the dress code, what you need to do this spring or this summer and the rest of this spring semester to get ready, and double check that we have your current info because we'll be contacting you through the summer. During tonight's session, if you have any questions, up at the top, you see the little bubble for chat and you can ask a question. You can also raise your hand. There's a little icon, that you can, and it pops up and it shows me that you have a question. But my current associates are going to be kind of manning the chat, so they can stop me and also help with questions. They can answer it right there on the chat, or we can stop and we can, if it's something that probably everybody has a question on, we can talk about it. So feel free to put those up there in the chat room for me, or not the chat room, but the chat. So I'm Mrs. Laturza, Perry Laturza. My background is actually, I have a degree in IT. I was a programmer analyst for several years, worked for Coca-Cola and Ernst & Young and several local accounting firms. And then I went back and I got my teaching certificate and my master's in educational leadership. And I've been teaching now in technology and programming for over 20 years in the high school, different high schools throughout the city. So I have, my background is in technology, worked in industry, and then I've also been in education. Again, I think everyone's been on, but if you just popped on, up in the chat, if you want to give us your name and your high school, and also if you know the area of interest that of technology interest that you're wanting to kind of go over through NCAPS next year, put that out there. You may or may not know, and that's fine. But if you have a strong idea that you want to go into hardware or cybersecurity or programming, or you might just want to try dabble in all the different areas, and that's fine too. I'm going to put our current associates on the spot, and I'm going to let Jack introduce himself. And if you want to just give us a brief synopsis of what you're doing as your internship, just take maybe a minute and kind of tell us. So.
Hello, my name is Jack Kelly, and I'm a senior at Park Hill South High School. And for the past few months, I've been working with Cerner. Specifically, I've been doing a lot of programming and coding in like an actual API and user interface, which is pretty cool because I get to see like the changes actually take place. So that's what I've been doing.
Okay. Madison, you want to go?
Yeah. My name is Madison Alexander. I'm a senior at Liberty North, and I'm working with North Kansas City Hospital's IT department. And it's a lot of troubleshooting and databases and pretty much just helping out doctors with any technology issues that they have.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And I don't know, Mr. Kisker, Mr. Kisker's on the line. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Brett Kisker. I'm the executive director of the Northland CAPS program. I actually was an engineering teacher and math and physics teacher in Liberty and North Kansas City school districts for several years, about 15 years before I got into this role. And I think the thing that's really exciting, you guys are posting, kind of an area of interest over in the chat area. That's just where we get started. What you're doing is you're helping us figure out like what business partners we want to go find. So I see here that Luke, you said cybersecurity. That gives us an idea now that we're going to start hunting for people that we can interact with that would help you kind of figure out if that's the area you're interested in. So I'm excited for you guys because I know this next year is going to be a life-changing year for you. I think Jack and Madison would probably agree that their outlook on and their trajectory on their career is completely different now than it was 1 year ago when they were doing the welcome night.
Yes, thank you. That's true. That we will spend this summer looking for areas of your interest. So if we look for business partners all over the North Kansas City area, Riverside, Gladstone, even Liberty, all over, to try to find interests for you to do your internship in the spring next year. So our strand is technology solutions, and so we do all gamuts of technology. We'll dabble a little bit in cybersecurity. You'll do a little bit of research of some different types of things in technology. We just try to give you an overall broad area and try to get you some interest and figure out, maybe you never even thought about cybersecurity, or maybe you never even thought about hardware. We have several of our associates this year that are really didn't think about it, but they're, repairing computers and phones and stuff like that. And, when they first started, they didn't even have that in mind, and now they're really, really enjoying it. And we have some of our associates that never even coded before, and now they're, like Jack said, they're doing some APIs and coding for Cerner, and Madison's getting to go to all the different departments at North Kansas City Hospital and see a little bit of everything, and she's getting just a really broad area of experience in tons of different areas, so she can kind of figure out later on where she wants to do and where she wants to study when she goes either to community college, tech school, or college. So what we do is we just we'll dabble a little bit in all those technology areas. Our first part of the year, when we start in August and September, we have a program called the boot camp, and so we're going to teach you all professional skills, from talking to doing a resume to getting it your signature on your emails, how to do a proper email, how to set up your phone, how to do a LinkedIn and do some networking. You'll create a resume. You'll learn how to do interview skills. You'll learn how to tie a tie and what the dress code is, and how to do eye contact with the people that you're talking to. So we go through all of those skills for time management, project management, and how you handle different things, 2 or 3 things going on at the same time. So we run in our class, we run our class just like a business. And even though we will be in person next year, and we'll still have some team stuff in a Teams meeting like this, where we can set up time management and use Agile and some different types of project management. And you'll be working with 1 or 2 or even 3 different groups at the very beginning and doing small little projects and learning how to break down a project into smaller pieces and work together and be responsible for that. So, time management and collaboration, working with the team, and you'll get all of those. The fall semester experience is just basically learning all the professional skills, learning about all the different areas in technology. We'll be working with some different projects and different business partners. We've worked with several different things. We had, I think, and Madison and Jackie might, if you remember, I think during one particular time in the fall, I think we had like 9 different projects going on all at the same time. And so you might be a lead on one project, but you're a teammate on another project. So you get to learn how to do all the different leads and the different parts of the project, and how to work on the team and kind of spend your time and all of that. We also will get ready towards the end of the fall semester, and around Halloween, Thanksgiving time, we start working on your resume. We have people look it over. Some professionals in the IT area and the technology area will look it over and give some suggestions of what a good format is, and for the area that you're wanting to go in. We will do mock interviews where we'll actually have some business partners come in and do some interviews for you, and you'll have some type of scenario where you sit down and have a interview with a person in the industry, and then they'll actually sit down and either talk to you about how you did, or they'll write it out, and then you'll get a written critique of how you did. Then in the springtime is internships. And so the goal of the whole fall semester is to get you ready to go out into industry and work on an internship. Internships aren't guaranteed, but that's the goal. So learning how to be on time, professional skills, how to work with others. And so we'll have several opportunities. You'll interview for 1 or 2 of the internships, and hopefully you will receive one of those internships, and then you'll go out and work with that company probably about around 4 days a week. Right now, what we're doing this year is on Mondays we meet together, and so we have class and we talk about internships and problems and things that we can do. And then on Tuesday through Friday, you go out and you actually work on your business at your business site. Our business partner is Cerner, and we just found out that Cerner is going to open, and we are going. Right now, we're not with Cerner. We're not at the Cerner location, so we're really excited that we're going to be able to go back to Cerner. And it's at the world headquarters. It's actually on 210, Armored 210. Like right behind North Kansas City Hospital, real close to Harris. So that's where our actual classroom is. In North NCAPS, we don't have a building. All of our classes are in some type of industry, in one of our business partners in the industry. So like our engineering strand is in either like a builders association or some type of an engineering company. And our business accelerator program is currently like at iWorks or someplace where it's a company. All of our medical and health care is in either Liberty Hospital, North Kansas City Hospital, or one of the satellites locations. So we don't really have a building. So we are all located in one of our business partner sites, and our site will be at the Cerner World Headquarters. So that's where you'll be going in the fall every day to Cerner, and you'll get a badge and you'll get in and be able to go in to our classes. That said, we do not provide transportation, so this is a really big deal. So you do need to have transportation to the class. You also will need in the spring transportation to your internship, and if we go out on a site visit or something, you'll need to be able to get out there. So if you don't have if you have a transportation issue, you'll need to contact your counselor and to see if your school can assist. Some of the schools have some transportation, and so you'll just need to kind of talk to your counselor and find out if your school will provide that. If not, you may also consider anybody else in your school that is also in our program in NCAPS. Now, it wouldn't work if you're in technology solutions and somebody else is in engineering because we're not in the same location. So if you have somebody from your school come into technology solutions, and maybe, you could work on the carpooling. There's some permission slips and stuff like that. So the transportation is really important. So you need to be aware of that before you get signed up. We actually serve 18 different high schools in 10 different districts. So we can't do buses, to every place, to all the different locations. And we do travel around Northland a lot. So, we might go visit some place, and we're going to meet, at a business partner's location. So the only time with COVID this year, we haven't had any kind of busing. So to be honest, I'm not sure exactly how that works, but if we do busing anywhere, like sometimes we might go up to William Jewell or someplace like that. If it's way out of the Kansas City or the Northland area, we may contract with a bus, but we don't, just to do normal day-to-day business partner locations and stuff like that. We do not have buses for that. So just want to make sure you are aware of that. We do have a dress code in Northland CAPS, and it's business casual when you're representing NCAPS. So that business casual, slacks and khakis, no jeans, dresses or skirts, collared shirts, and or sports jacket. You don't have to have those. Sweaters are fine. No tennis shoes. I know there are some tennis shoes are probably more expensive than some of your dress shoes, but we do want to be very business aware, and you will actually learn how to, if you don't know how to tie a tie, that's one of the lessons that we do in all of our, or at least in my class, and I think most of the other classes, you'll learn how to tie a tie. Even the girls learn how, right, Madison? Even the girls had to learn how to tie the tie. So that is very, very, very important. You'll also have an ID that anytime that you're out and you're in public or at a business partner's location, you will have in Northland CAPS ID that you'll be wearing. So you're always representing us and trying to be very business minded. Some of the things that I want to make
real
sure.
quick, Terza.
Oh,
we
sure.
got a question.
Okay.
Do leather jackets count as business casual?
Although they are very cool, I would say that they don't. Now here's my take on the leather jackets. If you're going to wear it to the company as a jacket and then take it off, that's fine. But as far as your sport jacket or as your blazer, then it's not. It's something that you don't wear. But if you're wearing it, as a coat and it's to class or to a company, that's one thing. But
it was leather, not leather jacket.
Oh, I thought you said letter.
Yeah.
Okay, leather jacket. Yeah. That's one of those. There's a ton of different types of leather jackets. There are, as long as it's nice, it's not torn. Torn. I would say that would be fine. That would be something that you could bring up with me or with your instructor. And if you ever have a question, you can or shoot me a picture of it or whatever. But leather jackets and blazers, I think, would be fine. Sorry, I didn't see that question. I thought you said leather jacket. See? So, all right. So spring and summer tasks. So you will be receiving a phone call, and that has some interest surveys. So you'll be asked again on some things that, like areas that you want to work on or to do in technology solutions, because we spend the summer looking for business partners and trying to line up in areas that you have interest in. So you will be receiving a phone call. There will also be a waiver and forms come in, and you'll have to take a photograph for your ID badge, because you do get an ID badge. And then there's some onboarding events that will come out, and all of this stuff is done via either phone and or your personal email. So you need to make sure that that we at NCAPS have your correct phone number and personal email, because you'll be getting a lot of information via the email and phone. So you want to make sure that you check your personal email regularly. And in the summer, I know you don't need to check it every day, but you would probably need to check it a couple times a week, because when something comes out, there's some forms, especially like the transportation and forms, and then there's some things out there for like because we take pictures when we're out, and we will put you up on our website. We want to make sure that we have permission to use your picture on our website or to tweet it out or something like that. So there's quite a few of the forms and just transportation type stuff that'll come out via email. So just make sure that we as Northland CAPS have your current info. And then for the summer contact, even though the teachers are gone after May 28th, but the office is open all summer long. So if you have any kind of questions, feel free to call the Northland CAPS office. And this information is on our Northland CAPS website. So you can go to northlandcaps.org. You can send an email to info@northlandcaps.org, and they will be happy to answer any of the questions that you would have for that. There's also some out there on our website. There's a tab at the top for parent and student info and business partner info, instructor info. Now the instructors may or may not be checking their emails in the summertime, but you definitely want to get your questions through the Northland, the CAPS office. And I'm not going to say thank you yet, but I do want to say thank you. But questions, Jack, Madison, has anything else popped up? I don't.
Nothing else yet.
Okay. Has everybody put out in the chat your name, your school, and also if you know what area you want to go into? Just throw those out there. Anybody want to ask a question out loud? Any parents with questions? We're very excited to have all of you come. It's we like Mr. Kisker said, we spend the summer trying to get everything scheduled and get some stuff lined out for us so we can learn all different types of technology, and to hopefully get you into an area, into a business partner, and into an internship that you would like to participate in. A lot of times, and I'd say right now, of all my interns, over half of them, I'd say almost 70% of them, if not maybe 80, have all been asked to continue their internships either this summer or during next year, outside of NCAPS, a paid intern and whatever. So that's really exciting. It's not guaranteed, but I know Jack and Madison both have had their business partners, say, come on and work for us this summer. Madison, I see your hand up.
Yeah, so we actually have a couple questions. So I'm just going to start with the first one is from Nolan. And he asked, when should they be expecting the phone call that you mentioned earlier?
The phone call for the survey?
I believe so.
Yeah. I would say probably by the end of May, first part of June. Is that Mr. Kisker might be able to come in on that one. I'm not sure when they send that one out.
Yeah, we're gonna do some phone calls just in the next couple weeks, actually, between probably the 17th and the 28th, the last 2 weeks of school for us. And again, the point of that phone call is it's another checkpoint here to make sure, like, hey, do we have the right contact information before you leave for the summer? Do we know the business partners or the businesses that you want to interact with? Is there a business in mind that maybe we haven't worked with before? And that gives us a summer to prepare, because all of this stuff that we're talking about, being on Cerner's campus, doing business projects that are related to what you're interested in, trying to individualize the education, because if you are interested in cybersecurity, we want to make sure that we're doing stuff related to cybersecurity for you. All of that stuff doesn't come together in just a week. So that's what the phone calls in the next week or two are going to be about.
Is there another one, Matt?
Yeah. So the next one is from Beth, and she asked how many students are enrolled with the IT program this year.
With this current year, we had around 31. And I think for this coming school year, at the moment, we have around close to 40. I think we have 38 or 39 the last time I counted.
Okay.
So,
and then the next one is from, I'm sorry.
You're good.
The next one's from, I think Lana or Elena. She asked, since she was late, if they could get a copy of the recording so they know what they missed.
Yes, this recording is going to be back out on our Northland CAPS website. If you go up to I think it'll be probably under parents and students, and we'll redo this, or there'll be a link to this recording out there on the Northland CAPS website. So yes, the answer to that's yes.
Okay. And then the next question is, how many days a week will they be attending?
In the spring, well, technically you go 5 days a week. I mean, you're either in the morning, and our morning sessions start at 7:30 and go till 10, and then our PM or afternoon sessions start at noon and go to 2:30. So you're with us every single day, Monday through Friday. And then once internships start in January, in the fall, the way we have been doing it, and I assume it's going to be the same. We usually meet on Mondays as a class, so we meet in our classroom on Mondays. But then you're out on your internship at a business partner location Tuesday through Friday. But it's every day, half a day.
Okay. And the next question is, are there any obligations outside of normal school hours?
There are no real obligations outside of school hours. Now, we do have like a college and career fair night where we'll have some colleges and people in the industry come. Either we did it virtually, everything was virtual this year, but we hope to have it in like a location where you can come and go to that. And then we'll have like a end of the year session where you can come, and we have like a little award ceremony and give out some scholarships. And then none of them are mandatory. And then at the end of the year, we also do some presentations. So like next week, my associates are actually presenting their end of internship and doing a presentation. That will just depend on how things are COVID related and where that stands right now. We may still do that in class. but we may have that as a everybody together in one place type thing. But there's really not anything that's mandatory that you go, but highly recommended. So maybe one or two, one night in the fall, and maybe one in the spring.
Okay, and the next one is kind of like a two-part question. The first part is, what is parking like on the Cerner complex, and do you have to pay for it? And the next part is, how long does it take to get from, I'm guessing, where you guys are like in class to the parking lot area?
Well, to be honest,
I'll handle this one for you. Since you got moved, Miss Laterza, this year, you wouldn't know the answer to that question. So they're still working out the details as far as which specific location we'll be in. In the past years, it's been a building that's pretty close to the North Kansas City Hospital side of World Headquarters. It's easy to get to. You're talking like a 30-second walk from the parking lot to the building. It is not paid. You don't have to pay to get in. Do have to have a badge to get in, but that's what we provide you whenever you're with the program. So Cerner takes care of all that. There's no cost, and it'll be fairly simple to navigate when the time comes.
And then the last question is, what area is Madison in? I don't, like for Northland Caps or for like in general?
What kind of technology did you like? I believe that's my interpretation.
Okay. Well, first I wanted to go into programming, and then I realized that I couldn't sit at a desk and just do code for that long. So then I was trying to look into something that has to do with hospitals, and that's when I found North Kansas City Hospital. And I like it, the fact that you don't have to like stay at your desk the whole time. You like walk around, talk to people. And also North Kansas City was a very, very good internship. I got to work with all different fields. So, but right now I'm really into IT, and that's probably what I'm going to do for college. And I believe that is the last question.
Okay.
Madison, can I ask you a question while the parents are sitting here listening and the next year's associates? How much experience did you have in technology before you came into the program? And Jack, I'm getting ready to ask you the same question.
I am gonna be honest. I had absolutely no, like, I thought I was gonna be so, like, I only played video games like Minecraft and stuff. So I was like, oh, like technology, like that's cool. But I had no experience at all. Like, didn't know, like I knew how to work my computer, but and like regular stuff like that. I knew how to maybe troubleshoot some things, like, oh, my Wi-Fi isn't working, I should probably do this, stuff like that. But very like surface level, basic things. But yeah, everyone was super, like, you could tell everyone in my class was like super like smart about everything and like knew a lot of stuff. And I honestly didn't feel as left out as I thought I would because I didn't know anything. But yeah, I really enjoyed technology solutions. I think it's extremely beneficial in almost every way. So.
All right, Jack, you're up next. How about you? How much experience did you have coming into this program?
I had some experience. I'm not going to say a lot. I took a couple of computer science classes freshman and sophomore year, but that was like 2 years ago, so I didn't really remember it all coming into it. But we got plenty of time in class to research coding and work on the projects we were going over. So if I needed to catch up on Java, then we had some time where I could go into Code HS or Code Academy and go through lessons and refresh my Java.
Yeah, the main point being, Ms. Laterza, I think, as you understand, is that we have a wide variety of backgrounds. I don't want anybody on this call to sit there and go, man, if I don't have like AP computer science under my belt.
Right. I mean, we had such a variety of associates this year, from like Madison said, they've played a little bit of video games, to we had some, hardcore Java programmers. But to be honest, those Java programmers for their internships are not doing Java programming. They're doing something else. So they get to, just experience a bunch of different types of things. And I was going to put you on the spot again, Jack. When you started with CAPS, what did you want to go into, and then based on what your internship is, how did it change?
When I started, I was looking into cybersecurity, but with my internship, I'm doing software engineering, and that's turning out to be pretty fun. So I actually like doing it. So I'm probably gonna figure it out later when I go to college, but right now I'm looking more into software engineering.
Right. So like Mr. Kisker said, don't be afraid. If you feel like you're don't have the experience, don't feel like that at all. I mean, we will touch on a ton of different areas. There'll be time for you to you know to hone up on some skills and to work on some skills. And if you're a Java programmer but you want to go into Python or you want to do C++, we can. I mean, we that's the beauty about NCAPS. So we have 2.5 hours every day to spend with you, and we really try to personalize the experience, and you get out of it what you want and what you want to put into it, and I'll help you, others will help you, and so it's really a good program.
There was a question that kind of ties into that.
Okay.
For computer programming, what languages will we be doing? And I was gonna say just like whatever language you want to be doing, pretty much.
Absolutely.
I did like HTML, Java, JavaScript. Those were three of the main ones that I went over. So
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like I'll help you with what you want to do. So I know Java, HTML, a little bit of C++, but I had associates working on Python. We did some Ruby on Rails. We did, and we when you get into your internship, you're going to learn some specific to whatever the company is that you're working with, the business partner is that you're working with. So I mean, the gamut is endless.
and there is another question. It is, what is technology solutions like?
I feel like that's a question more for me and Jack.
Yeah, I'll let you guys take that.
Yeah, you want to go first, Jack?
Okay.
Go ahead, Jack. You can
Oh,
answer.
okay. I thought Madison said she was going.
No, I asked if you wanted to go first.
Oh, sorry. That part cut out for me. Technology solutions is, I'm not going to say it's a high school class because it's not. It's really just like a couple hours every day where we get to go work on projects that we actually want to work on. It's not a high school class. You don't have like a assignment due every day. If you want to put in the work, then you can put in the work. I know like projects I was working on, I got really into them because it was something I actually wanted to do. Like I'd like to work for Cerner after I graduate college. So it was cool getting to work on some projects with them and then getting to intern with them. So yeah, Madison, if you want to add on to that.
For me, mainly, it was just figuring out what I want to do in college because, like, college is right around the corner and I still don't know what I'm going to college for. So I was like, I should probably get in this strand. And if I don't like it, then hey, I'll at least know that I don't want to be in the technology strand. And I also could not tell you how many times I've went up to Miss Laterza and been like, this is boring. What else can I do? And she's just so flexible and you will have so many things to choose from. And I just think it's such a great opportunity. And also to answer Jaden's question, it is during school hours. So it will say if you just want to get out of school, even though you probably won't, it's like during those hours. So either way, you probably end like your school day earlier. But yeah, it's around that time.
I'm gonna say, in my opinion, this isn't school. Like I've never thought of it as being obligated to do school. I've thought of it as more of like an experience I get to have. So
Yeah, I
uh,
feel the same.
it's probably different for everyone, but I'm excited to go work on these projects every day because I know it's actually something I'm going to be doing, and it's not just random math classes.
Awesome. So, so Mr. Kisker put on the chat the session times. We have AM session and PM session. So when you signed up or you filled out your paperwork, you told us if you wanted to be AM or PM. So if that doesn't work out, you can just talk to your counselor and that can be changed. So it is during school. We really look forward to having all of you. Are there any other questions, parents, anybody else that want to be? I don't want to end it. I know it's a little early, but I also don't want to hold you on if you have everything answered. This recording will be out there on the Northland CAPS website. So if you want to go back and revisit it and maybe look at some of the answers and some of the questions, feel free to send an email or call the Northland CAPS office if you have any other questions. And if anything needs to be changed, make sure that you do have your current email and phone number. And if you haven't received a call like by the 1st of June, maybe they have the wrong phone number, make sure you call Northland CAPS and make sure that we have the right information. So thank all of you for joining us. Look forward to seeing you next school year. It's going to be really, really exciting. And if you have any questions, send an email or give us a call. So, all right.
Yeah,
well,
thank you everybody. We're excited. All of this stuff that we talked about tonight, I hope that one of the takeaways is that we're here to help you out and figure out where your path is. We want you to figure out what mark you want to make on the world. So when we call you, that's a call for a good reason. We want to find out the business partners and the things that you're interested in. There's a question there, Ms. Laterza. What happens if you're sick? Do we just call the school, or would you call you as well? You want to answer that one, and then we'll kind of wrap up. If you have questions after this, Ms. Laterza, if you want to go back to slide 10 real quick. So our summer contact info is on the board. Yep. And that way you can always call the number that you see here, email info@northlandcaps.org, whatever. Contact us if you have questions over the summer, and we'll make sure we get you squared away.
So Keisha, if you are sick, you actually do both of those. You call the school because your school will need to know that you're sick, but you also need to call me, your instructor, because I need to know if you're going to be absent and why. And then if it's during an internship too, you also have a boss. So you have a little bit more responsibility when you are at NCAPS. So your parents may call you in at your school, but as far as Northland CAPS go, you, the associate, the student, need to let us know the reason why you're missing, whether it's absent and then if you're on your internship, you would also let your supervisor know on your internship. So that's part of the professional skills and the boot camp that you learn during the fall semester.
One more question. If you get an internship, will the hours be the same as CAPS?
Correct. It is. Your internship will be the same hours. There are some very few exceptions. If for some reason your schedule changes in the spring, we can kind of work around that because sometimes your hours will change. But yes, 99% of the internships are exactly the same as the CAPS hours. So, okay, once you have your schedule set, it's pretty much it's the same all year long. All right, all righty. Well, enjoy the rest of the school year. Have a great summer. Make sure everything is up to date in Northland Caps, and you guys have a very good evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thanks, Jack and Madison.
Jack and Madison, thank you guys for joining us.
Of course.
Yeah, no problem. You want us to stay on until?
No, you guys can go.
You're good.
I can watch if there's any last minute questions, but it's kind of hard when you're on your screen, you're looking at one thing and doing the other. Thank you for taking those questions for me.
Jack, did you hear back from Cerner yet?
I have not.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep bugging them until I get you a response.
All right.
Madison, are you sticking around at North Kansas City Hospital over the summer? You get to stay with them?
I'm trying. They offered me a full-time position, but I don't think I'll be able to take it. So they're trying to make that full-time position part-time, and if so, then I will 100% take it, but they don't know yet.
Gotcha. So where are you going next fall?
Maple Woods for the first
Maple
2 years.
Woods. Okay.
Yep.
And the full-time just doesn't work with personal schedule, or is it school stuff, or?
Probably, well, once it gets to like the school year, definitely school stuff. But right now in the summer, it's going to be definitely personal.
Yeah.
And also having another job, I feel like that'd be too much right now.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, it's okay. You're just graduating from high school. It's all right to all right to be a kid one last time, you know?
Yes, I got my whole life to work full time.
Yes, you do.
You do.
All right. Mr. Terz, I think you can stop recording if you want to, and we'll wrap this up. We'll go ahead and end it. Doesn't look like there's any more questions.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
Have a good night. All right.